Well, really, I mean, the pretty boy has his style, but, the fight is going to last as long as Ain wants it to last. He can finish him off in the first round, in the second, or if he wants to let him live until this.
And if Inoue wins as expected, he will defend his Ring Magazine Championship December 27th against David Picasso.
He's just so explosive. His combinations, the way he moves, you know, you see him get dropped, come back, knock the dude out. So for me, you can't really go wrong picking Inoue.
Naoya Inoue, the pound-for-pound king, is back in action. The monster has kicked off training camp ahead of his next showdown against Argentina's rising star, Alan Picasso. Set for December 27th, this fight promises fireworks as Inoue looks to defend his dominance and Picasso aims to shock the world in his biggest test yet.
And if Inoue wins as expected, he will defend his Ring Magazine Championship December 27th against David Picasso, who I think is a pretty good fighter, Mexican, young, exciting. And what's intriguing to me, Max, is the co-main is going to be Junto Nakatani in Riyadh, moving up to 122, which puts him on that collision course for the fight we all want to see against Inoue, which could happen next summer in the Tokyo Dome. Will be the biggest fight in Japanese history by a mile.
Japan has become such a boxing hotbed over the last couple decades.
Luis Neri was asked about Alan Picasso's upcoming fight with Naoya Inoue. He didn't sound too optimistic. He mentioned that Picasso is making a massive leap in competition, moving from fighting mid-tier opponents to facing one of boxing's elite. The tone in his voice said it all. This is going to be a reality check for the young fighter.
Luis, almost a finish. There are rumors of David Picasso against Now and No, Gay. We know that you have a fight with Picasso and all that, but well, what would you recommend in case the fight can finally be finalized? Well, what happens is that, well, as you already saw, he's going to make a leap from a Class B fighter, Class C, which is this guy with the C fight. What's the name of this Japanese guy?
Kamita.
Kamita, okay, he's a Class S fighter and he's going to make a leap with an elite fighter. So, well, he's going to feel the difference. Well, what can I tell him? Give it your all. Give it your all. Well, he does. See a chance. I mean, he sees a chance for something with Picasso, right? Well,
Neri also hinted that experience will play a big role. He noted that Picasso hasn't faced someone with Inoue's kind of pressure or power before, and that lack of exposure could make things tough once the punches start landing. It's clear he sees a gap in levels that might be hard to close.
he doesn't really have the same experience, right? No, and I'm not going to be on a higher level than him, honestly. Do you think—
To wrap it up, Neri said the fight will last only as long as Inoue allows it to. He believes Picasso has style and heart, but when it comes to this matchup, it's not just about skill. It's about surviving the kind of control Inoue brings into every ring he steps in.
that maybe that high-level opposition that Picasso didn't face can do whatever it takes to make the fight against and cost him? Well, really, I mean, the pretty boy has his style, but, the fight is going to last as long as Ain wants it to last. He can finish him off in the first round, in the second, or if he wants to let him live until the 7th, 8th, it depends, and the fight isn't going to last as long as he wants it to last. Yeah.
After Neri's take, Ryan Garcia also shared his thoughts on the matchup, and his reaction couldn't have been more different. From the start, you could tell he was impressed. He talked about how Inoue looks from a fighter's perspective, sharp, explosive, and full of control in every move. Ryan pointed out how rare it is to see someone combine that kind of speed and power so naturally. He mentioned the way Inoue throws combinations and how smooth his footwork looks, like everything is part of one continuous motion. There was a mix of admiration and realism in his tone, the kind fighters use when they recognize true danger.
He's a really good fighter. He's crafty. He trains with Joel Diaz and Indio, and it would not surprise me at all, but Inoue is the best. You have to always pick Inoue. And if Inoue wins as expected, he will defend his Ring Magazine Championship December 27th against David Picasso, who I think is a pretty good fighter, Mexican, young, exciting.
He's definitely the top from the eye test, at least. You know, for me, he's just so explosive. His combinations, the way he moves, you know, you see him get dropped, come back, knock the dude out. So for me, you can't really go wrong picking Inoue.
Turki Alalshek spoke about Inoue's next fight with clear excitement, calling it a major moment for boxing. He mentioned that the December 27th event is almost finalized, with Inoue set to headline against Picasso. For him, this isn't just another matchup, but a night meant to celebrate skill, legacy, and global attention around one of the sport's most complete fighters. He also revealed that the entire card is being designed as a showdown between Japan and Mexico, featuring the best from both nations. It's not just just about Inoue's dominance, but about creating a historic event where top Japanese and Mexican fighters share the spotlight. Turkey described it as something never seen before, a true season of boxing greatness.
In December, we have the master, the real master. We have, 27th of December, we have Inoue.
Yeah.
We are thinking now we are close to finish Inoue against Picasso as main event. And all the card will be built as big fights, the biggest fights between Japan and Mexico.
So that'll be Mexicans and Mexican Americans. Of course, there's many great ones.
Yeah. Against Japan. The top from both sides.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
This is the real season. Then
even Manny Pacquiao had some words of wisdom for David Picasso ahead of the fight. In a short clip, Pacquiao could be seen giving pointers, showing him how to use his reach and movement more effectively. He seemed focused on helping Picasso understand how to make his height work to his advantage against someone as explosive as Inoue. Pacquiao's guidance felt personal, almost like a passing of experience from one champion to another. He talked about staying composed and performing with confidence, reminding Picasso to believe in his strengths. It wasn't a long session, but the intent was clear that he wanted to sharpen Picasso's mindset before the biggest challenge of his career.
Can I get a little video? What's your man? So Manny, give me a secret what to do.
When he became a champion, I teach him like, and he perfectly improve his footwork. New footwork also. Footwork. And you have advantage because you're taller than him.
Yeah.
You're taller than him. When you have footwork,
okay. Thank you. Thank you, man. All right, thank you.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I got it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
This is for right here.
Número uno en la historia.
Sí, no.
Gotcha.
Thank
you, man.
Yeah, just tell me to clear out.
Pacquiao gave his perspective on Inoue as well. Pacquiao said he was proud of him, recognizing the similarities between Inoue's style and his own when he was a young fighter coming up at 115 and 122 pounds. He praised Inoue's explosiveness and versatility, pointing out that he could fight with different motivations depending on the situation. Pacquiao also hinted at just how high Inoue's ceiling could be, mentioning that if Inoue wanted to chase multiple divisions, he could offer advice on that journey. At the same time, he reminded that climbing through weight classes was one of the hardest things to accomplish, leaving fans with the sense that Inoue had the tools to achieve greatness, but faced a steep path ahead.
Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia, in our place. So his style is like when I was young, like 15, like when I was 115, 122, 118. Inoue is he can fight in different division. If you want my advice how to do what to do, I can give him advice.
You can get him to 8 divisions.
I don't know. 8 division is hard to accomplish with it.
Do you see Inoue eclipsing the star power of a fighter as great as such as Manny Pacquiao?
I think he's a bigger star than Pacquiao because Pacquiao was more normal as a fighter, and Pacquiao struggled with opponents. He was a great fighter, Pacquiao, but again, he didn't have the same body of work that Inoue has.
Eddie Hearn also shared his thoughts on Naoya Inoue, and his reaction showed nothing but respect. He admitted that he'd been warned about how good Inoue really was, but seeing his recent performances made it clear that this isn't just hype. Hearn called him one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now, and it's easy to understand why after the way he's been dismantling opponents. He spoke with genuine admiration, mentioning how Inoue's skill, timing, and composure set him apart from nearly everyone else in the sport. For Hearn, it wasn't just about power, it was the total package. He said Inoue earned every bit of the recognition he's getting and deserves full credit for proving himself on the biggest stages. And that praise hits even harder coming from Eddie, who wasn't always this complimentary. He'd previously criticized Inoue, often questioning his opposition and even suggesting he avoided certain matchups. So for Hearn to now call him a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter shows a complete shift in perspective.
I definitely got that one wrong. And Inoue, we know he's a quality fighter, but I have to give him props. You know, great performance, and you know, definitely sits in that top 5 pound for pound.
Sean Porter's breakdown of that earlier fight also connects neatly to Inoue's upcoming matchup with David Picasso. He talked about how Inoue stayed composed after getting dropped, mixing defense and offense in perfect balance. That kind of composure could be the key again if Picasso tries to use his height and reach to put early pressure on him. Porter highlighted how Inoue's ability to think clearly while under fire makes him dangerous in any situation. Against Picasso, that same calmness could neutralize the younger fighter's energy and movement. If Inoue reads the rhythm early, like he did before, he won't just survive tough moments, he'll flip them in his favor before Picasso even realizes it.
Naoya gets knocked down in the first round, and I said, whoa. But he kept it together. It was like he was surviving, fighting back, and being defensive, like simultaneously, which I thought was very impressive. You either get a mixture of it's usually like one of the three. You got somebody who's trying to hold on and hang on and move, or you get somebody who don't know better and just trying to fight back. You know what I mean? Or you get the guy who's just straight defense and let me get through this round. He seemed to do a little bit of all three, which I thought was very impressive. And understanding Neri to have he came into the game in the US when he debuted out here. He came in out here having known to have some crazy power, So when that first punch lands, I'm like, this might be something.
Teddy Atlas pointed out something about Inoue that most people overlook. Before the fight even begins, there's a look on his face that completely changes his presence. It's not the usual tough stare fighters use to intimidate opponents. There's something deeper in it, almost like he steps into another version of himself right before the bell rings. Atlas compared it to that moment when calm turns into danger, when a switch flips and a different energy takes over.
But there's something else that I don't think anybody really touches on, and it's the look before the fight. I noticed it caught me. It was so stark to me in this fight, the look. Yeah, Teddy, what do you mean the look? He didn't shave? No, the look. The look. We've seen the intimidating stare by Sonny Liston. We've seen it with George Foreman. We've seen it with a young Roberto Duran when he was a 135-pound king. And it used to melt some people. We've seen it with Mike Tyson to a point when he was younger. But this is different. To me, this is almost like a changeover. It's almost like a possession. Like he becomes a different guy, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Like I'm looking at it and it caught me. I got mad at myself, bud. I said, Teddy, how could you not have noticed that before? I'm looking at him and the camera went on him and I'm saying, wow.
He said this transformation separates Inoue from other fighters. In those minutes before the first punch is thrown, his expression turns cold, controlled, and unreadable. It's as if everything soft or human about him fades away, leaving only focus and intent. Then, once the fight is over, that same face softens instantly, like the intensity just disappears. It's a contrast that caught Atlas off guard, and it shows how completely Inoue controls his emotions once he's in the ring.
That guy looks he looks ominous. He looks like Dr. Doom. I mean, he's the Wolverine, before he goes back to being Logan. When the metal, claws come out of the knuckles. Oh, you look at him and he's scary looking. He's more than just intimidating. The guys I mentioned before, that's their facade, that's their, that's the presence that they project, the look they project, and they kind of stay that way. But soon as the fight was over and the camera went back to Inoue, he looked like the boy next door that comes to your house and knocks on the door to borrow a cup of sugar.
According to Atlas, that ability might be what gives Inoue an edge against Alan Picasso. If he can find that same mindset again, where nothing from the outside world matters, he'll be hard to stop. It's not just his speed or timing that makes him dangerous, but how fully he commits to the fight, almost shutting off every feeling that could hold him back. That's what makes his calm so unsettling and his aggression so effective. Inoue's upcoming fight with Picasso is shaping up to be one of the most talked about matchups of the year. The buildup has fans and analysts buzzing, all waiting to see how Inoue's precision and focus will hold up against Picasso's confidence and unpredictability. It's not just another title defense, it feels like a true test of skill and mindset. Both fighters have something to prove, and that's what makes this one so exciting. There's tension, respect, and a sense that anything could happen once the bell rings. Everyone's eager to see if Inoue can keep his dominance going or if Picasso will rise to the moment. What do you think will happen on fight night? Let us know in the comments below.